is going. Pick is going. Twitter is going. Twitch is going. YouTube is going. Looks like everything's going good. Are we starting on up? Give me a moment to check, activate the live chats. Looks like everything's going. Set on up there. Microphone, yep, microphone's working. You'd be surprised how many times I have to double check that it's not working. And give me another moment to check my other computer. And looks like everything's good to go. Yep. And let's get started. Greetings everyone, Android here for another Advance Wars not by web, Tiny Wars replay. This replay was submitted to me. I forget who he was or if he was even either of these players. This is a pretty early replay, so this is probably on a previous balance patch. Long story short, this replay digit number is 4 numbers rather than 5, so this will give you a reference of how old this replay is. Either way, let's get started. It's on the top left side as the dark gray or black. I honestly have no idea what to call the color. Colder, we got Full Rod. Spawn bottom right side as a green. I always forget what her name is. Mira, we have Chanticho. Wait, is this the right replay? Give me a moment. I don't know why, for some other reason now I'm starting to second guess myself. This replay was pretty old. Yep. This is the correct replay. It's just that Mira, I guess, has gone through a number of balance past changes. Because right now she's at 10% boarding cost. This could be an issue where the replay may be too old that causes issues. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. Hopefully it will go well enough. Calder, of course, is nerfed from the Cartridge counterpart, even though he does have a minus there, so it's probably closer to a rework. It has 50% boarding cost, 2 radius, no expansion, no energy, provides plus 25%, and of course 2 healing, which does, including loaded units, costs as funds. Oh, he heals loaded units? Did not know that. By the way, he is, of course, nerfed from the Cartridge counterpart. Mira has 10% boarding cost, so dirt cheap loading there. 5 radius, 360, 120, 120 from the max energy. So she has quite a bit of power, and Super Power has no CO zone, and she has a global effect of providing -1, doing 1 damage globally for her power. That costs 40 energy, so she can get a bit of a charge there. The bigger the radius, the easier to charge it up. So she goes from 5, 6, 7, 8. Jeez. Wonder what version this is. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Let's see if there's any replay issues for playing a replay this old. Don't know if there's anything of that sort, so let's get started. This is a Fog War map. We do have 2 bases, 1 airport. This map's not usually. What the? That is an old mirror. How old is this replay? Very old. This replay was submitted to me, and the replay has 4 digits, which starts with 2, so the 2000 rather than the 10,000 something. It was submitted to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Hopefully it's a good replay. Older, but good. Hopefully. I also have no idea what Mira is right now. Since she's a custom CO, and you don't see her really that often, or at least I don't really cast her all that often. So I can't even tell you what her current version is like that. I can just tell you what it is currently in this replay. Which is probably a good reason why I also cover the COs at the start of each replay. Give you a breakdown, because depending on the balance patch, because it's a decent number of balance patches, it gives you an idea of what you're expecting in this version. Right now, of course, a standard capturing game, nothing too fancy going on. Got a mech recon. That is very unusual. Maybe it was a different meta back in the replay. Sorry. Artillery bike. And this map's not usually Fog of War, isn't it? Usually this map is played in not Fog of War. So we actually will see the Mist on Plains being utilized. It does provide 2 defense stars, which may seem a bit strange, but the Wasteland is the 1 defense star hiding specific location. To me, that feels like it's backwards. I think Wasteland should be 2 stars, though Mist on Plains should be 1 star. But either way, that's probably because Wasteland was actual terrain in Days of Ruin, while Mist on Plains was not. Or Mist on River, which does provide +1 defense star. Does get trapped there. So the comm tower does, not comm tower, radar station does get captured, providing a decent amount of vision here. Also does provide income and 3 defense stars, so it is a pretty good tile there. Gets a strike there, in range of the tank there, will finish off the bike there, but he will be retaliated upon. To here, and looks like Mirror's going for a chain of mechs here. Oh no, that's Calder. I wonder if it's going to CO one of these units to be a Death Blob. In theory, a Death Blob mechs can be useful. Mechs counter everything, but they get countered by everything. That's how I usually view mechs. They have good firepower for their cost, just poor mobility. Tanks have good firepower and mobility. Battlecopters have the same firepower and also even better mobility, and also cost more. Mech does get a strike down the infantry, and since on top of the property, we'll get a bit of repairs going. But the tank here, cannot range this artillery piece. That is a river there, so it will be difficult. He has to break through here. But now Calder's command tank's in range of Mirror's tank. We may see a CO loaded battlecopter. I have a feeling we're going to see a CO loaded battlecopter. It's 10%, so it'd be a dirt cheap upload. No. Calder's command tank does not go down. Does get trapped there. Handgun down. Calder's command tank will be at 3 health starting next turn, but that's effectively still knocked out. Though he can push for the battlecopter, gets a bonus boosted strike onto something. Flare battlecopter infantry. And Calder's just going for a chain of mechs. Takes the battlecopter, no problem. Probably fall back to this city here. No, there's a tank next to it. Not sure where he should fall back. Somewhere. Falls back that way. Falls back forward or upwards. Just a bit of rotation. It provides powerful aura benefits still. Mech there. I think keeping the Calder command tank on the front line is probably the best idea. It is pretty expendable at this moment in time, but it will start repairing itself. Does spot it. Nothing engages battlecopter nearby, though note this battlecopter's in range. No, it's no longer in range, but this recon should be hit pretty hard. Artillery can strike the recon, and then the mech can follow up. Another battlecopter anti-air base skip. So yeah, I think this battlecopter should easily go down. Like, attack this there, which I actually almost one-shots it, then maybe infantry unit could finish it off. Probably can. Just has to get not abysmal luck rolls. But I think both the recon and battlecopter go. Oh, managed to get a high luck roll and one-shot it. Very nice. Oh, didn't one-shot it there. Would assume a battlecopter boosted boost right there would take it out, but did not. Either way, Calder's making some great headway there. Battlecopter artillery and base skip as well. I don't think Mirror should take time to get repairs on that bike. Good strike there. Hits there. Got anti-air infantry. And another battlecopter. Maybe at this rate of time, with the amount of battlecopters we're seeing on the field, maybe a Duster wouldn't be half bad. Though he's done a good job taking them out. Get some good strikes there. Next, finish off the unit there. Artillery in range, but we've got the Vet 2 tank ready for our flank. Does get spotted there. Vet 2 tank could get some good work. Right now, Calder has 77 field, Mir has 46, nothing too significant. Command copter there. Should have honestly loaded the CO into the unit a long time ago. 10% boarding cost is not too much. Okay, so that unit there gets 10 energy. Plus her power is supposed to be a spammable 1 damage, which Calder can repair it up. It'll be quite a bit of funds drained there. Recon gets on top of the airport. Does get trapped with the battlecopter. Pretty nice. We do have a medium tank down south. Command copter does go down. Just seal the medium tank. A lot of good potential hits. Anti-air can strike the battlecopter. Artillery can strike nothing. Command medium tank. Does not take out that unit there. Does take it out now. Finish off that one. Get nice 16 energy. With Mirror, her CO zone so large, you can just put in any unit nearby and just start absorbing all of it. Though with reduced boarding costs, not a big issue to load up in any sort of unit. Good placement of the artillery piece there. Good number of battlecopters. Calder has quite a bit of death blob. Anti-airs cannot range either of those battlecopters. And looks like Mir may need to charge into the Calder's command tank with her command medium tank. Got a Duster there. No anti-air, so the Duster will have air superiority. Calder, of course, does see that Duster. Artillery lurking in the woods there, and medium tank's in range of it. We do have a Calder war tank. Good strikes there. Battlecopter falls back. And Calder does capture the central radar station, so Mir no longer has a vision there. In fact, she has no real vision on the map right now. She has right now 74,000 because Calder's 105. And got a great shot there. Almost takes out the medium tank there. Effectively knocks it out. It here takes out that infantry unit there. Good hits there. And that's enough CO's energy for her power. Or superpower. And this is where she can start making a comeback. Doing 1 damage global is quite significant, to say the least. And since she does have a massive stockpile of possible energy, she can get some damage on it. She gets a power charge before popping it as well. It'd probably be a good idea to pop it sooner rather than later since of the nature of her, it being a medium tank. Get some power charge there, very good. Push forward, pop it. Don't hold on to it as a spammable CO power that don't really care exactly what's on the field. Gets a good kill there. Gets some good power charge there. And does not pop it. I highly disagree with that. Medium tank flare. Oh. Was that a delete? What was that? You have anti-tank there, getting some good kills. Getting some 2 energy, so she's getting some great power charge. Double Duster, pops the power, getting 1 global damage. And right now, they have very similar value in the field, so expect the day-to-day changes. Ends the turn of 95, Calder's turn of 89 with 15,000 of funds in the bank. But of course, Calder has scrapes a complete map dumps down south. T-Copter just plating on top of the bridgehead. He could try going for HQ cap, but he needs more reinforcing infantry. Does go for Rocky here, just trying to lock down the flank, just trying to lock down the bridgehead. He has medium tanks here. The Rock would be useful at that. Put on top of the city here. Maybe anti-tank to boot to really lock it down. A little recon pass there from the Duster. Of course, a lot of this is being spotted by that city. Duster in a good position there, knows the threat of anti-air, so put in a position where anti-air can't reach it, while still able to project itself. Anti-tank deployed down here, trying to reinforce the southern flank. But this mech does start throwing HQ capture threat. Anti-tank needs to push forward on top of the city at least. Takes a T-Copter. Anti-tank push forward one pile, which is enough to range the HQ. Gain some great energy charge there, but won't be able to cast it. Rocket does a good hit there. Pushed way too far forward to just put up on the city there. Rocket effect gets knocked on out. Good power charge there. Now Mira goes for her own rocket. And there's the start the capture there. Does spot the anti-tank. Takes out the Duster there. Has two sources of interrupt on that mech. The rocket and the anti-tank. At this point in time, I think the anti-tank should... one of these units probably should strike the sentry unit, but I think it should be the anti-tank, and then the rocket push to this forest here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Able to range the HQ. Then go for another anti-tank. That's my opinion. Probably incorrect opinion. Does get trapped there. Does decide to stop it there with the mech. Probably should go for something heavy here. She does have 19,000 field. Not enough for a bomber. Maybe a merge of some sort. Merge the two tanks together, but that's not a good idea. Needs the momentum. And she can start threatening the capture next turn. And Calder has no infantry down south, so there's nothing to do to start threatening capture. So it looks like it may actually go with Mira. Pretty good comeback so far. Goes for another anti-tank. Strikes the mech. War tank strikes the anti-tank. A lot of damage there, but there's nothing threatening the HQ. You got anti-tank here that's camouflaged. The doesn't go find it. Does do a recon pass there, very nice. Pops the power, which also wounds this anti-tank's defensive capability. Good shots there. Does not take it out. Does take it out, so nothing stopped the capture there. And that's going to be game. There's nothing can range the HQ. And Calder does resign. This and great saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Oops, keep on hitting that button. I didn't take time to find replays, so I'm going to find replays a good old-fashioned way. Let's see. Let's try to find something at least 20 turns. There's 25 turns. Middling ranks. Don't know if that's going to be good. I'm trying to find these players a little bit more experienced. We could do this one. Isabel is very well rated, Forsyth not so much. It's also a big map as well, so 20 turns on that map's actually pretty not great. This, I always have trouble, like, he just doesn't really surrender. As much as I don't really want to focus on this, I think a lot of that turn's inflated because of him not surrendering. This, well, no, let's just do this one. Oh, there's a pretty big map, so this one may not be great either. Yeah, sorry. Probably. It's usually I also cast the here's what I usually do. I usually, what's it called? I usually find a set of replays and just write down the replay number on a text file and then cast it, but today I just didn't. And of course, when it comes to some players who don't surrender, that's always a bit of an issue. Yeah, that should do. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin Tiny Wars replay. Small on the south side is the yellow Isabella. We got a foreign name. Small on the north side is Red Fanatic. We got Chan Cho. The Fanatic is technically a custom CEO, while also technically being a character in Days of Ruin. He has standard boarding cost, standard radius, 30, 60, 60, all of that pretty much just standard. Has the, actually has plus 10% offense, plus 20% defense for all units. Additionally, when all units in the seal zone has less than 10 HP, so if they are wounded, they get plus 10% offense and plus 10% defense. So they do recuperate some effectiveness. When it comes to superpower, it's the, of course, plus 10, plus 20% offense. And globally, as they start taking, as their health is lower, they have greater damage. And of course, he also inflicts 1 damage to all of his own units and does receive a refund of the damage dealt. So he is the one that he is basically the, if compared to other games, the term Zeal comes into mind. Isabella is, of course, nerfed from the cartridge counterpart, has the 50% standard boarding cost, 2 radius, 30, 60, 60. She gets plus 20% offense, plus 10% defense for all units. Additionally, all units get plus 2 movement range, and all indirects get plus 1 maximum range. So she effectively gets plus 10% less defense and minus 1 max range. Either way, let's go ahead and get started. Oh yeah, custom music. This map is a little bit tall, no problem with that. Double base, 1 airport. For both sides do have a port here, and this is pretty traversable waters. So we could see Battleship play this map. It can be a bit narrow, so the Battleship could lock down half the strait. There's also a couple properties in the corner there for your airport, for a T-copter as well. This map seems a little bit dense with properties, so a lot of potential income. And since only 2 bases as well, so we're probably going to see a large number of Battlecopter play, which also does mean potential Duster play. You have another bike to blow it out there, bike down south as well. You got the happy music versus the dread music all as well. Good contrast. Of course, Fanatic is, I think, just Calder wearing a costume. And so it's a father-daughter day, more or less, or war. Bike. So far, just bikes, though. Looks like the Fanatic did do skip bikes there, so he does have 10,000 income. So we may see a T-copter this turn, or maybe a tank. Tank bike. I can see an early T-copter being quite nice to capture these properties. Do now tank down south as well. Both players do also start out with a temporary airport. While air units can't be hidden on these spots, ground units can still receive some hiding. Do now have a command tank for the Fanatic. And this area is quite traversable. We've got the seaport and a bunch of shores. So that is 3 tiles, so it's not really a choke point. Additionally as well, these are bridges on top of shores, which is probably just meant for thematic reason. It also means that you can't move ships over it, though the shores next to it also means you can't move ships, just boats. We got an early rig and T-Copters, so double transport this turn. I'm not sure why he's going for a rig. No, seriously, I don't know why he's going for rig. There's already temporary airports on the map. I understand T-Copter, I'm just not sure why rig. Of course, we got Isabel's command tank down south. She'll start getting some power charge up here. The Fanatic will start getting some power charge probably next turn as well. We got now the artillery piece there. Good kill there. And does interrupt on capture there. Does get trapped there. And now we do have 1 power charge for the Fanatic. Another battlecopter, so it looks like Isabel's deploying a good number of battlecopters. Of course, that's with our cast of vision. The Fanatic could eye for something to counter them, whether it be battlecopters, anti-air. There's his battlecopter. Command tank has a good shot there, getting up to 10 energy. Isabel's at 19 energy. More battlecopters pushing way forward. It's good strike on the command tank. Double tank. Right now, the Fanatic is lacking things to defeat tanks. It feels Isabella has a lot of stuff in the field. She does have a decent income lead as well. Maybe better capturing order. She did go for more bikes than her opponent. I don't think I can highlight. Oops. Nope. Don't think I can highlight this to show composition like in Advanced Wars by Web. And another tank and battlecopter falls back there. Isabel's at 20 energy. And we do have the seaport obtained. And the Fanatic has kept up this property down south. 22,000 versus 18, so Isabel does have a pretty sizable income advantage. I'm also going to flip 1. I think as well, the Fanatic has had a T-Copter for quite some time, has not threatened to capture any of these cities yet. Good strike there. Getting some decent power charge at 33 energy. Does get trapped there. Infantry, Duster, Mech. Good shot there at 38 energy so far. Got now another battlecopter anti-air. She still has 10,000 in bank, so she can afford something else, but it looks to me she's going base skip. Deleted something up there. Does go for another anti-air. Fanatic's turn. Gets the pick there. Lots of good hits there. Almost at a CO power. At 55 energy. Has a CO power now. And the battlecopter's behind us. It's going to be difficult to reach the command tank and pick it off. I wonder. That battlecopter is in range. I don't think it can get a kill. The extra defense, of course, on top of the city right now has plus 62 defense. Takes it out. But of course, the command tank is on top of the city, which means it's hidden. So it looks like she's not aware that there's one there. We'll get one strike there and finish it off. So no CO power by the Fanatic. Battlecopter tank. So great snipe there. Fanatic right now has 83,000 field. Isabella has 99, so she's doing in a great position. Trying to flip some properties up here. And does go ahead and get in front of that radar station, but can still be interrupted. Duster gets a good shot there. The Fanatic has put out a Duster. And there is a possible CO power by Isabel next turn. After all, this infantry just needed to abandon the city, get something there to do some damage. She only needs some energy that she can pop with CO power, but it won't really be that great. A lot of her stuff here is not high threatening and wounded. Get some good kills there. Good interrupt there, and the artillery has to a hit as well. Has not started capturing up the cities in the corner. I really think he should. Isabel's command tank just falling back. Battlecopter, tank, and anti-air. Back to blow out a recon last turn. Right now, the income 21 versus 22, so one property spot despicably neutral. This one. Good kills over there. No command unit yet. Another infantry. Mech load up in the rig. Mech and battlecopter. Isabella now has a CO power. Good strike there. Right now, Isabella has 109,000 field. The Fanatic has 93. Of course, they're still day-to-day, so 127. Taking a pretty sizable lead. I really don't like the fact that he has a T-cap this entire time and has not been capturing these corner properties. That's just some income he's just missing out on. Could have had a sizable income lead by capturing those side properties. But that's probably, I'm just missing something. Great shot there. Tank, anti-air, battlecopter. Great shots there. Making significant headway. She could pop her superpower next turn, get +2 movement range. Battlecopter, anti-air, flare. Pretty sure flares also get affected by the +1 range, right? Not like that's important. Good strikes there. Anti-air almost out of ammo. That's a pretty good anti-air if it's almost out of ammo and at full health. And backspat. Takes out another battle copter. Another battle copter goes down. Infantry goes down. Strikes the infantry unit on the radar station. We'll find the anti-air with the 1 health battle copter. T-copter, tank, and infantry. Is the battlecopter. Duster strikes 1 health unit. The ATR could be struck by the tank, and could have been struck by the mech if he didn't use the Duster to take out the 1 health battlecopter. So that may have been an oversight. Could have put the mech there, get a shot there, finish off the anti-air. Mech, artillery, another Duster. Looks like the Fanatics large disintegrating left flank. Bomber, flare, bike. Mech, battlecopter, artillery, dust or T-copters getting pretty low in fuel, but could just land on the T airport. But many good kills there. Isabel's at 146. The Fanatics at 71. Bomber now advancing. Tank, T-copter. Good strike there on the anti-air. Takes it out. And now got anti-tank, as well as a mech. No power this turn. Breaking through some of these units here. The command tank stays alive, thanks to the heightened defense in the HQ. Gets finished off there. Infantry in range of the HQ, but of course it's 7 health. The bike could start coming up the HQ next turn as well. Anti-air, battlecopter, recon. And the Fanatic has resigned. This ad grade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next replay. I keep on hitting the wrong button. I went back a little bit too far. Let's see now. Also, we can do this one. The map's a little bit large, so turn counter is not that exactly great. Probably a good replay. Of course, it's going to be a bit of dead time here. Yeah, let's do it. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin Tiny Wars replay. Spawn on the right side as the green Judy, we got 0 billion. Spawn on the left side as the red Grot, we got PP Popo. When it comes to Grot, she is a custom CO, has standard boarding cost, 0 radius, 2050, and 50 max energy, so her superpowers do arrive a little bit earlier. Her CO zone provides +10/+10. All units in her CO zone, including direct ones, get +1 max rates, effectively like battleships. But of course, she only affects herself early on. So herself, she's initially duelist, and then she could be used for a bit of wall breaks to get a +1 CO zone. But sometimes +20% gain 20 damage does take a bit of time. She's not Tabitha. Tabitha can probably nuke stuff one at a time, but she can't really nuke stuff one at a time. So it probably takes about 3 shots, 4 shots to get her +1 CO zone. Additionally, for her superpower, does of course provide +10/+10 globally, and does provide +2 maximum range globally. Judy is of course also a custom CO, does have 30% boarding cost, so reduced boarding cost, 3 radius, no expansion, no max energy. She only has a day-to-day, no superpower. She provides all units in her CO zone, +20% offense, +10% defense, and you get 30% salvage based on what damage you deal. Either way, let's get started. Or it's just neutral infantry capturing phase. This map is a 3-base map with one airport on each side. There are 2 bases up north, but this one's going to have trouble getting out, though there's a road there, so it's not too terribly bad at getting out. It's probably just fine. You don't have to worry about destroying the meteor. In fact, destroying the meteor will be a longer way around. As you go just down here, there's no Pythagorean theorem in this game. It is a grid. So going left and down, regardless of where you go left and down, as long as you don't go backtrack up or right, means it will ride the same speed. Of course, the airport here, it will provide some good defense. The HQ is also on side with 1 base as well, so it's a bit of a strong side, weak side mechanic. And there's still a decent number of properties in the middle here. We got 2, 2, and 2. And remember as well, Shores and Days of Ruin does have the same traversal penalties and benefits as planes rather than roads like in previous Advanced Wars. So wheeled units do not like shores, because apparently beaches are not good for wheels. The only places I know, some countries in real life does have wheeled vehicles designed to go on off-road, a bit more usual, how to put it, a bit more than normal. And it's mostly such as South Africa, because most deserts are actually more arid, hard rock, and hard ground, which you don't really sink in. Sand, you sink in like beaches. But deserts are not sandy, just dusty. And also, I hate sand, and people keep on mentioning the meme, but nobody told me what's wrong with the meme, because it's 100% correct. Tank, infantry. We do have a CO loaded Judy there. Remember, that's salvage versus indirect, or range, I should say, not necessarily indirect. And remember as well, in Days of Ruin, infantry costs 1,500, so taking out infantry units is actually quite nice. So just assuming you kill off a full health infantry unit and your CO zone, you get 30% salvage, so you get what? 300 and 450 funds, which is not too bad. Now she has that 335. Yeah. Do have Grot's command tank there, so Judy has to be careful. She does stay on max range, very good. Well, very good placement there. Tank there. Another tank and infantry. Does get a kill there. Right now, Judy's at 18,000, Grott's at 20,000. Push a little bit farther forward. Judy just moves over north, trying to avoid Grott's command tank. Maybe a battle copter could be quite nice, but of course his met's not Fog of War. Battlecopter artillery and pair of infantry. Good strike there. And Judy does have a good core of tanks here. So she can get some good salvage next turn. A lot of infantry push way forward. And now Grass rotating good number of tanks around this region. So it's going to be a pretty sizable conflict. Judy could try tapping both these tanks. This tank will be out of range though. I should say it's going to get pretty messy pretty quickly. Some good shots up there. Does get a good strike there. It does take out the bike instead of around hitting another tank. Getting a decent amount of salvage here. Beautiful economy through combat. Battlecopter push way forward. And here, tank. Good shot there. Judy's command tank does go down there. She doesn't have to worry both. No, Judy just doesn't have to worry about generating energy. Grott still has to worry about it. Right now, 5 energy, so nothing too significant at the moment. Grott feels like she has a pretty good advantage in the map. Judy, of course, got 70,000 field versus 79. Command tank there. Push pretty far forward, gets a good shot there. Multiple shots on these tanks. This artillery piece is in range by Grott's command tank. Battlecopter tank. Bike. Some good shots there. Takes out some of these outlying infantry units, interrupts the captures. Does not stop the capture just yet, but 1 health is effectively done for. In fact, it has 2 capture progress remaining, so it being down 1 health is technically interrupt. So it being alive is actually important. These good shots there, a bit of salvage. Strikes Grott's command tank, takes out Grott's command tank. Rocket tank infantry. Takes out that unit there. Battlecopter strikes command tank. CO's tank over there. Takes out Judy's command tank there. Artillery piece does go down. Judy may go for a CO and a rocket next turn. Not sure. Rocket's an interesting choice. I'm going to try to just set it up over here. Plant it. Let it grow. And provide some good fire support. Problem is, for CO zone, we'll have trouble providing support to other units. So I don't know if loading up the CO into the rocket's actually a great option. Because the rocket does outrange for CO zone, which means it can't support a whole lot of nearby units. Rocket, tank. Now it's 90,000 field for 6-6, so Grot is starting to fall behind. What's a shot there in the rocket? He is starting to win the rocket. Nice little merge there. Takes out those units there. Rocket does get a strike there. Knocks out the infantry unit there. Getting some salvage, nothing too significant at the moment. The rocket will need a lot of salvage in order to pay for itself. The boarding cost alone is quite a bit. Judy's cleaning up quite a bit up north. Gratz right now is at 68,000. Judy ends turn 104, so she's putting a pretty big advantage. Good strike there. Takes out that tank. Hits the anti-air. Striking the anti-air could warrant her to get another battle cup in the field. Tank battlecopter tank. Tank took a bit of hits there, down to 1 health. Of course, will be repaired on up, but that probably just drained funds for Grat. Anti-tank artillery tank. Good strike there. Making good use of her command tank ability. At 15 energy, almost get +1 CO zone. I rarely ever see Grat get +1 CO zone. It's actually pretty rare for her. And that's probably when she becomes an actual threat. It's got a battle helicopter, tank, and another infantry unit there. Got the medium tank push way forward. Tank there does go down. Right now, she cannot engage that medium tank at range with her command tank because she would be hit by the rocket. Duster tank infantry. Now it's +1 CO zone. All it is right now, it's a little bit difficult. Nothing at range enough to actually utilize it. Takes out that unit there. Rocket, command rocket push way forward, no salvage there, but gets a good shot, sacks a 5 health tank there, and knocks out Grat's command tank there quite handily. A lot of good salvage there. It's funny, how is see Grat having this, her power seems like so powerful, such a powerful ability, get +1 range? But I rarely ever see it being extremely effective, just somewhat okay. It's weird. Something like that on paper should be absurdly powerful, but it's just not. I don't know why. Her CO zone being easier to charge up is another matter, which is just still not that great. I don't know why. It's probably because since her CO zone takes forever to charge up to the level 1, harder than Tabata's, who has more of a CO charge. It's the reason why she's just not overpowered. Medium tank does fall back. Medium tank merges there. Yeah, Veteran 1. Good shot there. And Judy, since she got her buff, we have cheaper deployment costs and plus 5% more salvage, she's become actually quite good as a good sustained CO. War tank now floating field. battlecopter artillery or anti-tank. Command our rocket does go down there, very nice. Bike one. Takes out some of those units. Pretty good amount of picks there. But right now, Grat has 66,000 in the field versus 104. Of course, she still has a day-to-day. The base income is still the same, but Judy's getting a lot more value out of her CO zone. You may see a CO zone load up in the war, or the CO load up in the war tank next. Or the battlecopter. There's a war tank. T-copter or tank, and base skip. You'll strike the medium tank. Ross command takes at 5 health. Could do a bit of a merge there. Maybe pull back the 2 health tank there, but I can also put in the 2 health tank and the 8 health tank to get the veteran seat going. It's probably a good idea as well. You know, Gratz at 16 energy does merge both there, sacking the veteran seat. Good shot there in the medium tank. The medium tank does go down. Bit of a merge there. Great shots there. Battlecopter strikes the command tank. Knocks the command tank, so no CO zone expansion. Does way forward. Only one interior. Oh no, there's 2 interiors in the field, so maybe going to focus on both the battlecopters or the hidden duster to knock out all the actual threats in the field, but could go for the duster there just to get airspeed to blow out her own battlecopter. Says with the battlecopters, so doesn't have to worry about them. Dusters do only pose a threat to your infantry, really. Some good kills there. Anti-air floating field, T-copter, mech, and bike. Right now, I think some of the replays how to for Grat, I think it's actually better to pull a Grat in the anti-air, because she can start generating a lot of CO charge with her able to strike infantry and kill them off one hit, able to generate the CO power quicker, then she can use that to boost other units and maybe actually eye the superpower. I think it's I think it's better to play Grat in an anti-air. Maybe a flare? Flares have a really high damage. And plus, battlecopters are always still a threat, so able to hit battlecopters often a bit better is never a bad idea. War tank push way forward, hits Grat's command tank, who's at 9 energy at the moment. Grat is basically the only thing that can be used to gauge the war tank at the moment. Because right now, Grat's regular tanks hit the war tank for 15 damage, not great. Goes to the regular tank there. It's the T-copter, and the mech, and that infantry unit. Tank floating the field, very good. Grat is getting pretty good muster there, but right now has 100,000 versus 129. And of course, Judy has foiled bomber. Rocket takes out that unit, and that unit. And the war tank is starting to run low on ammo. Does starting to run low on fuel. Does go from their rig. So maybe going for a temporary airport one path pad. Maybe after resupplying these 2 units next turn. The anti-tank's also max bat as well, so got a lot of good work done. Anti-air, medium tank, battlecopter, and bike. Anti-tank, tank, mech. Takes out Karat's command tank, no problem. Bomber strikes the anti-tank. Duster hits the battlecopter. Battlecopter takes that one out. And the anti-air goes down, eliminating all the anti-air. I think that's one time this is where Karat just starts disintegrating. Has no counter to the bomber at the moment. She needs to go for probably her own Duster. Loads herself up in the anti-tank to get +1 range immediately. Another mech. And mech. Lots of good kills there. Bomber strikes the medium tank. Hits the infantry unit there. And the rig charges way forward, deploying a forward temporary airport. Might as well, if it's going to just wait there, might as well just queue up the first part of the temporary airport, because you never know if he actually may need to do it. Rig goes down. Charging the command war tank. Bomber goes straight for the command anti-tank. Duster on Duster violence. ATR gets struck. Judy has what a fighter there, just trying to make sure nothing pops up from the airport, which is a good idea. Bomber, tank, tank. Mobile units is definitely a good idea. Of course, not much more I need to say. At this one time, Red should surrender, but he is a player that doesn't like to surrender. Both these properties in the middle are still despicably neutral. Bike squad just heading towards HQ, starting to go make some progress onto it. Just making progress go towards it, but at this point, current rate, there's probably going to be annihilation for a full route. Another bomber deployed in the field, a couple more bikes. So while the game is going, I see a spam bot that got blocked by my Twitch auto mod, so I take time to ban it. Bomber's actually out of ammo, so, and there is a rig there. We just got a chain of bombers being summoned. And there's a capture starting to capture the HQ. And it looks like she just ended the turn rather than trying to micro everything else. Looks like next turn just going to me to go capture the HQ and just end the game. And that is the end of the replay. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching and on to the next replay. Before I get started on the next replay, I do need to use the restroom. Please give me a moment. got another drink. There we go. And I keep on hitting that button. Let's see now. Let's see. I'll do this one. Let's see, 21's actually not that impressive on this map. This map has a lot of turns, a lot of action, so it's actually probably not a great replay. Yeah. What on earth is this? I think this map's a little bit too foreign, seeing all the cities a question mark. Plus a mirror matchup. I don't like mirror matchups. Yeah, this one should be fine. Yep, let's just do this one. Greetings everyone, and Grade here. Another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin Tiny Wars replay. So on the south side is the blue Gage. We got Ninja Expirito. So on the north side is the red Wayland. We got Break. Wayland is of course buffed from the cartridge counterparts. It does have the reduced boarding costs, as with the what's the term? Brayfield and Wayland. What was their faction called again? New Rupamelli? I can't remember. Either way, he has 30% boarding cost, 2 base radius, 30, 60, 60. He does provide plus 10% offense, plus 10% defense for all units. Area units get additional plus 10% offense, 40% defense. So effectively, his area units get plus 50% defense, while 30% offense. Additionally, his superpower now provides also plus 300% defense, effectively reducing damage received by 75% if I think my math's incorrect. Gage, of course, is buffed from the cartridge counterpart. Does have standard boarding cost, 2 radius, 30, 60, 60. We do have all units get plus 10, plus 10. Ground units get plus 10% defense. Ground units and naval units, because naval units are also meant for indirects as a battleship. Indirect units and all naval units. I'm guessing not indirect naval units, but all Navy units get plus 20% offense, so he's also navalist. And all his CO unit himself get plus 20% offense. So this unit is good no matter what you load up, getting at least plus 20%, plus 10%, and plus 10%, and 10%. But if you load up an indirect fire unit, like an artillery piece or a rocket, he'll be firing nuclear bombs. And of course, make that all global and make his all CO units on the map get plus 20% offense. Perfect. And all units get plus 2. All indirect units get plus 2 maximum range. Either way, let's get started. This map is north-south. We do have triple base, 1 airport, 2 temporary ports in the middle, and there's also a seaport here, so perhaps some battleship play, but there are some shores here prevent movement, so you have to pull a temporary port in order to get down south. There's also double shore here, so that's not traversable by ships either. So not exactly good movement for his ships, for any ship really. Infantry bike. Of course, it's the early infantry phase, but looks like Gage is going only infantry, while Wayland has pulled out some bikes. It's a bit of difference there. Has not started catching this base here. Maybe a little bit late for that, but do have an early battle copter, so he's going to seal that up and probably start harassing the infantry units. Anti-air, bike, and infantry. When it's going to try to capture the temporary report, they provide no income. But maybe we're going to try to do some sort of forward, resupply play. That's quite interesting. Does interrupt it. He has to interrupt it because you don't know what William will pull off having a forward temporary airport like that. But these ones are pretty far forward as well, so I'm not sure why he went for the capture. It's just unusual to say the least. Starting to capture some of the sectors there. We do have now a tank in the middle map. Gage has his own tank as well. Strikes the infantry unit there, in which he is not loaded with the unit in that battle. Probably may do for this one. We also got a pair of mechs. Get some kills there. Getting to capture the central property. Battlecopter there as well. Recon, tank, infantry. And anti-air, artillery, infantry. Does maybe this CO unit? Maybe not. Matter as well as Gage can be fine with being employed in any unit as a CO. Good strike down the anti-air, and with him neutering the anti-air, decides to use combat push for the battlecopter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even if that tank's out of the way, he cannot strike the battlecopter. But this one, on the other hand, will get shot down. It also means it will divert this anti-air away. It does put some rounds of that battlecopter. No CO unit loaded on the field by both players. Or take some machine gun rounds to it. Remember as well, this is not Tom Clancy's End War. You can't just use infantry strike battlecopters all too often. Strikes the artillery piece there. Let's get a strike there. Duster, mech, infantry. So we've got a Wayland Duster. He's going to see himself in the Duster? I mean, that would allow him to start nuking infantry units. Would that be enough to one-shot infantry units? Not sure. Duster's definitely an interesting option. His opponent has not really deployed out too many battlecopters, or I should say one, which is currently at 1 health. So the Duster, I think he's going to be seeing himself in there and start strafing infantry. Right now they're both at 22,000. Does not see himself there. Strikes infantry unit. Plus 57 firepower would suggest he would one-shot infantry units there on even on top of Wasteland. And knocking out infantry units with one shot would allow them to generate a lot of power charge. Say, send him over here, pick off all of these infantry units at one attack, he would be getting a good amount of power charge there. Tank infantry. Now this site's below to deploy out the seal unit, which I'm actually sort of surprised about. I would assume it would have been a seal unit by now. He does get a strike on the artillery piece once again, but he is in range of the battle of the anti-air, so that's not cost effective. Artillery pieces are far cheaper. Yeah, 6,000, battlecrafts are 9,000, and that's a bomber, so he's probably gonna load himself up into a bomber now. Is that what he's doing now? I'm just guessing at this point in time. Takes the battlecopter, definitely not worth it. Battlecopter. Infantry, infantry, infantry. Strike the unit over there. Bomber heading to the center. Got a fighter there and has not deployed a seal unit. Why did he go for a fighter? There's only one battlecopter in the field. And Duster's still alive. Why did he go for a fighter? He's just trying to stop his opponent from pulling out a fighter by going his phone fighter? I am not sure what's going on. Am I crazy? Gage is pushing the center of the map. Battlecopter moving to the left side. I suppose the fire should be sent to the left side then. Does go for a missile. I don't think a missile's... Unless you're fighting against Mings, I don't think a missile's going to be very useful against your opponent. Just because there's no concealment. It's also not Fog of War. I understand if it was Fog of War to go for a missile, and particularly for Gage. But if it's not in Fog of War, it's going to be difficult to keep this alive. Though, of course, in Days of Ruin, missiles were buffed, so they have 6 range rather than 5. Good strike there in Duster. Bomber does strike the tank, but does get in range of the anti-air, which is max vet. That was not a good idea. Because max vet anti-air maybe be able to one-shot the Duster, or not Duster, Bomber. Yeah, it gets a good amount of damage there, but. And could just seal his unit in here, provide an AoE effect there, and then easily take it out. It got down to 1 health, so he got a good luck roll. Down to 6 health from there. I think he got a max luck roll. Guess that anti-air shot there on the fighter as well. Yeah, really bad plays there by Weyland. The bomber got 1 kill before it gets knocked out. And the fighter effectively got 1 kill of a battlecopter before getting knocked out as well, so that's a lot of value just down the drain. Finally COs the battlecopter. Interrupts the capture there. Right now, Weyland does 87 in the field, while the Gage player has 125. Good strike there on the artillery on the anti-tank. Anti-tank gets effectively knocked out. Next turn it would go down. Gage has a battleship, but I don't. It will provide some good presence to the map, but it's not going to be super useful. It can't go too far. You need to pull out a temporary port here, and then you could start bombarding bases. So he does have a rig there, so you can start getting this over here, build a temporary port, allow him to traverse over here. But right now, Gage does also have decent power. Not decent. 7 energy is not decent power charge. Some good hits in the center, but of course the command anti-airs in range, artillery pieces in range. It's going to be a lot of power charge for Gage next turn. Good strike there on the fighter. Command anti-air gets a good strike. Battle couple strike the tank there. Missiles way over here. Actually got a kill somewhere. Gage has good number of anti-airs up here. Clean up the infantry, everything up there. Both Freshly 2 infantry up north as well. Good strike there. 32 energy. Got +1 CO zone radius. Infantry start advancing over here, and Red's assault over on the left side is basically done for. Got 49,000 versus 181, so over ×3 value. And he does back of the game now. That's Angrade saying, "Thanks for watching," and on to next replay. Oops. Hit F10 because also other games require you to hit F10 to back out of the game. Let's see. Let's just go down a little bit there and start looking for a replay. Maybe good. That's a mirror matchup. 2v2, let's not do that for now. This one may work. Again with the question mark cities. I just want to take a look, see what are these question mark cities. Oops. It'll pop up. Let's see, some of those cities worth double funds. Oh, it's a high fund map. Okay, that makes... Oh wait. Also, the special temporary forts are worth normal funds. Okay, so it's a high funds map. That's interesting. Okay. You know what? We can do this one. Probably go right over here. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin Tiny Wars replay. First things first, this map, you're probably wondering immediately seeing the question marks on the cities. These cities, of course I can't see it here until the game actually starts, are worth 2,000 funds. These temporary ports, also have the question marks on them, are actually worth 1,000 funds. So this is a bit of a high funds map, well not entirely being. Either way, spawn on the north side as a green gray field, we have Yoshi Rider. Spawn on the south side as the red grot, we got a foreign name. Gray field, of course, is buff in the cartridge counterparts, has 30% boarding cost, 3 radius, 30, 60, 60. Additionally, he does provide plus 10% plus 10% And all naval, seaplanes, battlecopters in the CO zone get plus 10% offense, plus 50% defense, 40% defense, adding up to 50 defense for, in this map, primarily his battlecopters and seaplanes. And of course, get plus 10% offense. His radius is standard, so it's going to be relatively easy to charge it up, which is important because here is where he actually got seriously buffed. Of course, gets plus 10% global, refuels the, well, resupply the fuel, ammo, and material. Naval units, seaplanes, battlecopters get that global. Temporary airports, including can deploy unweighted, which means they get deployed and immediately go units, including seaplanes. And temporary airports can do the same thing with naval units as well. Brat is a custom CO, 50% boarding costs, 20, 50, 50. So she has no initial radius like Tabata, and faster expansion. Though, in my opinion, slower expansion. The reason why it's slower expansion, she only gets plus 10 compared to Tabata. But Tabata can just nuke things one at a time, get 3 kills, and get CO zone expansion. Brat takes a bit more time, at least around 4 turns, since she does like 5 damage per strike. And her CO unit, however, will get plus 1 max range, and eventually other units a plus 1 range as well. And her superpower does give her plus 2 range instead. Either way, let's get started. It's a sandy map, and there's Penny, Mr. Bear advising Penny the fact there is double funds. And to the other player as well. And additionally, there's no double stars. This is a 2-base map, looks like. So it's going to be more focused on, with also high funds of 2-base. It's going to be a lot of units split up by the airport then. And Greyfield may actually have a bit more advantage now with the temporary ports, or not, airports rather than seaports. Hopefully it's programmed correctly where the funded temporary ports do work. Guess we'll have to wait and see. There's a temporary airport here, which, map's not symmetrical. Don't worry about that. It just complained the fact that I found a map's not symmetrical. It is on Greyfield, so the map's well, so that is good. This may be a mistake, temporary airport, whether this shouldn't exist or should exist. But the map is not symmetrical, which is a bit of an oversight. This one doesn't have the question mark on it, so it does increase funds. Well, I'll click on this one. You can see here it does have increased funds as well as some other effects. Oh, defense. So the mystery airports do have double defense stars. So, only thing I'm going to say is hopefully this is programmed to allow Greyfield to get forward deployment. And at least it's on Greyfield's side of the map to utilize it. If it's supposed to exist on the side, I'm not sure. Column towers have been obtained. Both by Grat, so she gets plus 1% firepower or plus 10% firepower and defense. Of course, got double tank there. Another tank over here. Nice little kill there. Good strike on the command tank. But that plus 10% defense did come in play. Got the battlecopter up here as well. Battlecopter gets a good strike there. Very nice. Trying to flip capture the radar station. I'm pretty sure column towers still do not provide repairs, so this command tank will not receive repairs, but it does have 3 defense stars, so giving it quite a bit extra defense. Right now, 58 defense. Good shot there. Anti-air tank. Right now, Grout has 6,000 field. Greyfield had 59. Good shot there. Right now, 10 energy. His command copter does have 7% defense right now. Very good. Grat's command tank does take some hits there. And he does have an anti-air over here, not pursuing this battle copter. I think just trying to ward away anything flying out from the airport, in which this tank will need to start protecting the airport next. Does merge there, very nice. Wait, what? How did it... Wait, has it been +2 range this entire game? What? Oh! Did Grat get a buff now where units that get pushed off of a CO zone get +2 range? Oh, I forgot about that! I rarely ever see Grat get +1 CO zone. I forgot the fact that she can push units off with her +2 range. I don't know why, I completely forgot about that, because I rarely ever see her alive this long. So it does go not where they fire from, but where they start from. That's interesting. Why have I not seen that before? That makes her CO zone a lot more easier. Now she can push forward her artillery regiment. Now her command tank does a good strike there. I think our CO zone sort of blends in the back of the sandy map, so it's somewhat difficult to see, but I just wasn't paying attention as well. Does merge there. Battlecopter got a medium tank and tank. High funds is starting to come on in. Greyfield has 25,000 versus 21,000. Greyfield right now has 24 energy. Grat has 36. Battlecopter tank and anti-air. Some good kills there. Does not hit the battlecopter. Battlecopter's down to 3 HP. Another tank, medium tank, tank. Takes out the anti-air. Battlecopter summoned. Command copter does take a pretty good hit there, and does go down there. And this separate report's not being captured at the moment. I wonder if it is... I wasn't paying attention to whether or not it's good sports by not capturing it, so there's no counterpart. Not sure. Another command battlecopter. But these ATS being a bit of a problem, does get a good shot there and there, so the ATS effectively knocked out. One's fully knocked out. Good strike there. Right now, already back in the 26 energy, getting good amount of energy there, but Greyfield's lacking some assets down here. I wonder if we see seaplanes deployed out if he uses his power. Anti-air. Another battlecopter. If high funds, there's going to be just a lot of battlecopters, isn't it? 25,000 for 22, so still a good amount of income. I'll push down south, clean some of these units. You know, a lot of good damage there. And with the river nearby, his battlecraft should be safe from his opponent's anti-air. Unless he takes out both those assets. Can be a little bit difficult. Infantry. You now have a battlecopter, artillery, and infantry. Oh, got the Karat's superpower. I did not see her get enough energy for that, which means globally +2 range. That's going to be quite good. Able to break through a lot. Put some rounds into the command copter, but won't take it out, looks like. And this is going to be pretty deadly. A lot of free damage there. Tank battlecopter. I didn't realize she had her seal power. Good shot there. But she does have what, +10/+10 global. Merge there. But now she's back down to a duelist. Right now is 89,000 field, Greyfield 74, so maybe that was enough damage to not take out the Greyfield command copter. And he has 41 energy at the moment. Granted, his superpower is not super powerful, just 4 deployments is key power now. You may see some seaplanes. Does not... Takes the command copter there, so there goes his superpower, or any power charge. Even takes some, put some machine gun rounds with the medium tank. Battlecopter bike tank. Good shot there. Getting hits on both those battlecopters, but in range the anti-air. And these anti-air is going straight for the airport. And now the rockets a little bit too slow. Good strike there. Gracefield still has a 3,000 income advantage. John's is trying to figure out what property is giving that advantage. Oh, there's lack of this property being captures 1. Some good kills there. And she's up to 24,000 income right now. She's not captured up this temporary airport as well, so it's not getting any income down there as well. Karat's turn at 9 energy so far. Medium tank does a good strike there. Greyfield's losing on the defense. Has some valuable assets in the back line, but they're slow assets. The rocket, which also been going different directions. Now the war tank as well, the slow asset there. A lot of tanks, a lot of anti-airs on the field by Karat as well. Greyfield probably needs to go for a duster. Against all the anti-airs, maybe not so. Definitely probably goes for another war tank over here, just trying to push forward with heavy metal. And trying to effectively nullify the anti-airs by having no... It has a couple battlecopters. Grass trying to flip some properties now. Medium tank and T-copter. Does get a good kill there. Strikes the anti-air. Rocket gets a strike there. Anti-tank battlecopter infantry. Greyfield says higher income, and they actually have evened out in value quite a bit, but of course it is Groth's turn to make it not evened out. 20 energy, so now she has +1 radius, which means she can now project forward with her +1 radius range. Tank anti-air battlecopter. Let's get hits up here at 38 energy. Anti-air actually running low on fuel. Anti-tank, another war tank and infantry. Gets the kill. Takes out that one unit as well. Infantry push forward. Gonna try to start flipping the airport. Gets on top of the airport while at it. Though right now the anti-tank is in range of the airport. Brat does have higher income now, 27,000 versus 22. Possible Greyfield get a superpower this turn. That's unlikely. A lot of stuff is just wounded on the front line. Probably should have pulled back the battlecopter before firing those shots there to get the energy. The war tank. Bomber, bike. Warfield's at 78,000, Grass at 174. Let's go strike there. Rocket does get top of the city there. Actually, we're starting running low on ammo. Another bomber, bike, and bike. Brat does have another superpower available, so she can just activate it and get +2 range on all of her units. And Gravy almost has his own superpower, so maybe some nope. He does go ahead and resign. This Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to next replay. And right now, I'm probably gonna call the stream a little bit early right now. I didn't eat some dinner, and right now I'm actually quite hungry at the moment. So everyone, thank you for watching. Have a good evening, and get some good rest.